Good morning. So this is Nicholas that I've just met at the bus stop, and he's going in one direction and I'm going in the other, and he's, if you don't mind me letting the viewers have a look at this. And you're off out dancing then, Nicholas?
Well, not tonight, but I dance with the Brighton and Hove Scottish Country Dancing Club,
Yep.
the Royal Scottish Country Dancing Club of Brighton and Hove,
Right.
and the Eastbourne branch,
Yes.
and there are other branches too, all over the south.
Wow.
And in fact, there's a Scottish Country Dancing Club probably all over the world. I was dancing in Paphos last summer.
Wow.
And I just love Scottish country dancing. It's so friendly
Yes.
and welcoming, and you get together with a lot of people and have a wonderful time. So I do recommend it, and I hope you'll all join us.
Well, that sounds very
Scottish
good.
country dancing.
I must admit, I've done quite a lot of dancing in Brighton over the years, but that was in the old days of like house and rave music, and Brighton was very popular for that kind of thing, and I used to come down here on quite a few occasions. I know it's not your cup of tea, but it was all the thing at the time, and I had some seriously good nights here. It's lovely to be back here. I don't know the people here now, but I knew quite a contingent of people that actually used to live in Hull, which is where I'm from, that actually moved here.
Oh.
So, and I was on the dance floor one night, and somebody came on and said, "Jim, what are you doing here?" And they were from Hull, and I was like 250 miles from home. It was amazing.
It is amazing.
Yes.
And you've done 3,000 miles already.
Well, actually, I've done about 2,900 now. By the time I get to Dover, I'll have got to the 3,000 miles.
I'm amazed that you're doing all this walking.
Yeah, so that's when I turned north. So it's the first time, first time since I left. I left Grimsby on the 12th of April, so I've been walking 53 weeks now, and I walked right through the winter.
Wow.
And it's been a fantastic experience, Nicholas. I've met, like you obviously, you're a people person.
Yes.
So am I, and I've met some incredible people on this walk. Really,
You must have a nice camper van too, I suppose, to sleep in.
Well, I've got a comfortable sleeping bag. The camper van itself is 26 years old, and it's done 330 kilometres. It's a left-hand drive, and I bought it in Bulgaria. Brought it back here when we moved back here 2 years ago. And my wife is looking after my father-in-law who had a heart attack. That's why we came back.
Yes.
But he got to 97 now.
Well, that's not bad, is it?
He's still got his driving licence, and he's driving around.
Might get the telegraph from the Queen then?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very nice to meet you, Nicholas.
Lovely to meet you, sir.
Okay, cheers. Well, I'm just about half a mile from my camper van, and this is take 2, by the way, because I forgot to switch the camera on.
I will let you off with all
And
the
your
walking
name
in.
is?
Claire.
Claire
Karen.
and Karen. And Claire, you've been doing Iron Man.
I did. I managed to get round. Yeah, Ironman at Tenby,
Yes.
which is well, people probably know, 2.4 mile swim, 112 bike and a marathon.
Well, that's amazing. I've met one or two other people who have done it actually.
Some
but
crazy people, yeah.
They tell me that Tenby was chaotic on Sunday, wasn't it?
Chaotic, but phenomenal.
Brilliant.
For somebody doing it, the support, the Welsh people were just
Oh, the Welsh people are lovely,
phenomenal.
aren't
Just the best.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you have a go as well?
No, I was just supporting. It was
support.
really good. Really
Just
good.
support it.
And
Yeah.
are you both from my neck of the woods, from York?
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah. York, North
Well,
Yorkshire.
38 miles from Hull.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a place I remember well as a kid because I was a train spotter, so I spent half my life on York railway station
yeah, you will
in
have
those days. I'm 70, so if you when I was like 12 and 13, it was only 5 bob to get on a train to York
Yeah,
all
it's
day.
not
You know what I mean?
anymore.
No, I know, it's a completely different ballgame. But these are lovely dogs, aren't they?
Yeah, they're my doggos.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, our walking buddies. That's what you need when you're walking. You need a dog
Yeah,
with
the thing is, I've got that much electrical equipment and stuff in my van, and wire, and I did have a dog come in the other day, and it just completely upset the place. You know what I mean?
you. Yeah.
Knocked my keyboard over and standing on the,
I guess.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No, I do love dogs, but it wouldn't do, and I wouldn't want to sleep in with the dog either, and the hares and stuff.
So, what do you park your van up in somewhere and then walk to it? How does it work?
I drive my van from A to B, like I've driven from Pembroke to here today.
Yeah.
Then I get a bus back to Pembroke, then I walk back here.
Okay.
And that's the formula, right throughout the country.
And your food? Cook it in your van?
No, I always go and find a cafe and get a big breakfast in the morning. I can cook, or if I'm out in the sticks like I am now, I can make myself a breakfast. You know.
Marvellous.
And I've just found a campsite with hookup just as you come into the village, as you turn right.
Oh yeah, I know where you
I called in at that. There's a pub, I can't remember the name of it now, and for a cup of tea. And the woman knows the people who've got the campsite, so I've managed to get on there because I've got electric hookup, which is really good.
Oh, yeah,
because I have to use a generator for my power for making videos and stuff.
That's brilliant.
You know, so I'm going to go and get on there now. So you know, I can't wait to, you know, get me. The good thing about it is I can have my electric fan heater on, you know, on mains.
I was going to say, I bet it's pretty chilly. Like,
it does get that way.
I slept in a van as a kid, but
yeah,
purely because I couldn't be bothered to put up a tent. But
well, I've got a really good sleeping bag, but the problem with that is you get so comfortable. I'm out like a light in minutes, but when it comes to getting up in the morning,
you don't want to get up.
It's absolutely freezing. And you've got to sleep naked in these things, you know, to get the benefit of them. And you know, so you're out of a really nice 98.4 temperature.
Is it a down sleeping bag, like a
No, I don't know what it is, but it cost me about 150 quid.
Yeah.
It's one of these mummy ones, but you know, it's expensive, but it's like worth every penny. You know, it really is. All right, ladies. Well, you know, you just chill out. I mean,
enjoying the great outdoors. This is the best things in life are free, eh?
Absolutely.
But if my dad, I'll get.
Yeah,
my dad
you've got
to
my phone number there,
hook
or you
up
could
with
send me an email.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you know,
walk a leg of something with you.
Yeah, you'd be welcome. You know, and I can tailor it to him. It's not a problem. You know, I mean, I can't. My daughter's coming to walk. She lives in Manchester, but she's coming to walk with me. She says, "Dad, where are you going to be on such and such a day?" I said, "I can't tell you where I'm going to be the day after
But
tomorrow.
she can find
I
you.
can tell you where I'm going to be tomorrow, but I can't really tell you much after because of the weather and you know."
How long do you expect it'll take?
390 days,
Wow.
which is like 14 months.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm doing all right. I'm dead happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start?
April the 12th.
Right.
5 months tomorrow.
And then are you keeping going through the winter, or are you stopping for winter and starting again?
It's another question
Play
I
it
can't
by ear,
answer. You know,
see how it goes.
you just got to see how it goes. You know, I mean, and I mean, as you both know, British winters usually come in January and February. I'm hoping to be at Land's End by the end of November,
Right.
if not sooner. And then, I mean, I did it so that I would be in Cornwall in the winter because it's the more temperate climate. If I'd have done it clockwise, I'd have been in Scotland,
Yeah.
which is no good to anybody, is
No,
it?
well,
It's going to be difficult. I know it's going to be difficult doing Scotland with the logistics of the van and all that. You know, I've had some problems here already, but you know. All right, ladies. Nice
All
to
the
meet
best.
you.
Nice,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell your dad to give us a buzz.
I definitely will. Yeah.
All right,
Let's
then.
do that.
Bye now.
Bye.
Well, I've just come down the mountain near Porth Cerriad, and I've met Alison here and
Peter
and Peter
and Woody.
And Woody the dog, yeah.
Woody. And he's a lovely lad. He didn't want to know me though. He's been very patient. So what are you doing here then? Is this a regular thing for you?
We come every year. We're staying in a caravan site just on the hill above you,
Yes.
and we come for the first 2 weeks of the school holidays with the children every year. Yeah,
Very nice. It's a beautiful part of the world, isn't it? Really.
It is. It's beautiful indeed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pity about that bit of fog this morning. It rather spoiled all my film work and everything. I was walking on a road for about 10 miles. I didn't want to go anywhere near the mountain because it would have been
couldn't
quite
see, could you?
dangerous.
No,
really.
that's it.
So where did you say you're from, Alison?
We're from the Ribble Valley in Lancashire.
Right. But originally from
Originally, I'm
Huddersfield.
from Huddersfield. I'm a West Yorkshire lass.
Right,
yes.
okay, well it's
That's it.
lovely to speak to Yorkshire people.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not Yorkshire, I'm Lancashire.
I know. I'll talk to you.
Newton Willows and Blackburn.
Yes, that's very nice. Yeah, well it's been a pleasure meeting you.
And
I mean, I
you
know
too,
this is,
it's
do you do
lovely.
much walking yourself then?
We do, yeah.
We do,
Yeah.
yeah. We
Have
do
you-
a lot where we are, yeah. Where we come from.
Well, yeah, there's some...
And
there's
the
some-
Lake District.
there's
We
some-
do a lot up in
yeah.
the lakes as well, yeah.
And you take the kids and you get
Yeah.
them
Yeah,
into it? Oh, well,
two
that's...
kids, 2 boys. This is Porth Cerriad,
Right,
like this beach here, it's lovely.
right, that's lovely. Pleasure to meet you.
And you
Nice
too,
to meet you,
and
Jim.
good luck with the
Yeah.
rest of your travels.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'll go and look out for you, definitely, Jim.
Well, you can do that any time now. I mean,
Brilliant.
if I make a suggestion, start with the high numbers and work down. Otherwise, you've got to go right through the story. But
Right.
I think I'm on day 103 today, so I'll be putting that on tonight, I would think.
Okay. Right, brilliant. Well, we'll follow you.
We'll
Travels
follow you.
from here on in.
Thank you very much.
Good
Oh,
for you.
nice to meet
Great
you.
to meet you. Thank
Keep
you.
going.
Bye now. Bye. So, what do you think of this easterly wind then?
I don't.
It's not up to...
I've been here. We've been here 16 months, and I cycle down this road almost every day to go swimming, and it's always a westerly wind. So it's when I come back. So it's the first time it's been an easterly wind. Yeah,
It's hard work, isn't it?
it's hard work. It makes your ears ache.
I know.
It's really unpleasant.
Well, I mean, this is what I've been battling against
I know.
for the last week. You know what I mean? It's been like this every day into
Rather
the
you-
east.
rather
I
you
can't
than-
wait for the winter to
Rather
come.
you than me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's incessant.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Are you enjoying your walk this morning?
We
then?
are.
Yes, it's blown a few cobwebs away, which is
So,
good.
how many times have you done this walk then?
Oh, 20.
We
tend to do this
come in the summer.
Yeah.
We go to the Indian restaurant
Bombay Bay.
for a Sunday lunch, which is a curry.
Oh, right.
It's nice to sit out on the balcony and you look out on the marina.
Yeah.
People, the boats coming in and out, so it's very pleasant.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, it's nice to have some company. It's lovely. Yeah, great. It was a cracking day yesterday.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Loved it. We had our laps, didn't we? It was good.
Yeah, really good love.
Yeah, a nice Sunday lunch and stuff. The fish and chips was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much anyway. Thank
You're very welcome.
So I left Port Leven around about half an hour ago, heading down towards Lizard, and I bumped into this gentleman called Graham. So what are you doing this morning, Graham, on Boxing Day?
Yeah, not much really, but just taking the two Labradors out for a nice morning walk.
Yes.
What a day, eh?
Absolutely.
Very little wind.
Yes.
The sun is up. That sea mist and fret that we've had for a few days is gone.
Yes.
And, it is just brilliant, isn't
Absolutely, I can't believe it.
it? It is. Yeah. And I know that you're on this big trek around the country and you're heading towards, first of all, down towards Lizard and then on to Falmouth and Plymouth.
Yeah.
I do hope it goes well.
Thank
and when do you think you're going to finish?
That's a good question. It was originally planned as being a 390 days walk, which it will always be a 390 days walk, if you understand. But with the breaks in the weather and we had some bad weather a couple of weeks ago, it's dragging on a bit now and again. But I'm not worried about time; it's not important. As long as I get the walks done and the people I've met and the places I've seen and everything, this could go on forever for me. This is fabulous.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Oh, definitely. Well, first of all, to everyone, a happy New Year, 2019.
Yeah.
But for you, Jim, all the very best.
Thank you.
And good health, and I hope you achieve your goal.
Thank you very much indeed, Graham. The best
Cheers.
of luck to you. Thank you.
No problem at all.
Happy Christmas to
Happy you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Well, I was just walking along the beach, lovely Sunday morning, and here's Becky, who's got a little tent at the back there, and she was doing a few aerobics and what have you, and I've interrupted her schedule. So what are you doing here, Becky?
I just spent the night wild camping on the beach and just spending a couple of days walking around Holyhead Island and just following the coastline really, and just wild camping and escaping the city. So yeah.
Right. So which city are you actually escaping then?
Manchester.
Manchester. My daughter lives in Chorlton.
Oh, I do.
You live in Chorlton?
Yeah, maybe we're friends.
Well, that's incredible, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
Small world.
Yes.
Yeah.
In actual fact, it's my 70th birthday on the 26th of this month, and her and the grandkids and her husband, who's Rick, he's from Amsterdam, lovely guy, and we're meeting up in Llandudno for a couple of nights to celebrate my birthday, which would be really nice.
Oh, brilliant.
But I mean, I know we talked very briefly, but this really is like you could be on the moon, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah, I mean the landscape's spectacular, absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've done various jaunts where I think the landscapes, especially on the coastal line, it just changes all the time, and it's just so peaceful, and you meet lovely people who just want to stop and chat like we're doing now, and Yeah, it's just so relaxing
Yeah.
to just be outside and appreciate nature and
Yeah, absolutely, and escape all the modern trappings, really. You know, the television and everybody on iPhones and stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely. And I think, just to kind of appreciate that when you come away and do something as kind of simple like this, it's, there's adventures to be happened all around your doorstep. And like I was saying to you before, not having to go so far afield to kind of get that sense of adventure and coming out and camping on a beach and just bringing maybe a picnic. It's just it's a wonderful thing to do, and you meet like-minded people, and I think your whole mind just opens up in a different way. So
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Now you was telling me that you've done a bit of walking in Cornwall. Tell us about that.
Yeah, right. I spent 10 days doing the Southwest Coastal Path. I walked from the Lizard Peninsula down to St Ives, and really beautiful, dramatic coastline, and I grew up in Wiltshire, so it's not too far away, but I'd never really spent a good amount of time down there, and sort of just wild camping, so walking every day with this tent strapped to my back, and just making many adventures, not having an end destination, but also having an amazing adventure, but without spending absolutely any money. I think I survived on Cornish pasties.
Really?
Every day. And then
not wrong with that.
I know, and they're the best, absolutely. And then I hitchhiked from St Ives all the way back home to Bristol, where my family are from, and it was a real test to kind of sort of say it kind of an exploration into humanity and kind of how generous people are and how lovely people are if we've got the time to give to them. I think in a city everyone's running around and you don't have that time to give people pleasantries always, because you're in such a rush. And
yes.
And, I had this conversation actually with my mum, who was really, concerned about me going hitchhiking. And I said, you did it when you were growing up. She said, but that's because everybody did it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why doesn't everybody do it now? And it's because everybody's got their own mode of transportation. So I don't think it makes people become less friendly. It just means that everybody's got their own way of getting from A to B, and so those interactions that you would have once a few decades back with a stranger are kind of few and far between now.
Yes.
And but I had parents pick me up with kids in the back. I had females pick me up,
Yes.
and I think there's this kind of fear sort of built into us that you can't speak to people that you don't know and be suspicious, and I'm trying to kind of turn that back in my own head, just because of the friendliness and the generosity I met when I was traveling actually in Latin America, and especially people who had absolutely nothing in terms of like material assets, but they gave me everything, and I was just blown away, and I thought I want to recreate those adventures in my own country and not always go, abroad. And so it's been lovely. Yeah.
So your South American adventure then, that was something special. It must have been.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a real beautiful cultural experience, and I lived with a lot of indigenous families, especially in Guatemala, and just their whole togetherness and family unit, and just being generous to people was just mind-blowing. I did a lot of volunteering over there, and it's just the people, the culture, the landscape, everything combined was just a feast.
I met someone the other day, actually, in fact, on my first day on the island, and they're all going walking in South America, Peru and stuff like that. And it wasn't necessarily an invite, but it was, are you interested in coming with us next year, which would be really nice. And I think I might do that. I think that would be a great thing to do.
I think it's always nice to meet other people who are excited by the same sort of adventures that you are and share the journey as well. Yeah, definitely.
Well, the thing about walkers, I mean, you can be any age, and I mean, it's noticeable on all the films that most of the people that I talk to while I'm making this film are all more like senior or older, if you like, around my age. Some older, some slightly younger, but
that's
people just
interesting.
into early retirement who are looking for something different to do, you know, in the mid-60s, you know, and all of a sudden they've got all this time to spend.
Well, yeah, and they need to fill a void that's always been filled by something else, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to a guy who said he was working on building the power plant, you know, 30, 40 years ago. He says, and then all they saw was the 2 local pubs. They didn't even know that these beaches and things were there.
What, just over here, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
He was a really nice guy, and he said, and now I've come back to have a really good look at it. And he said, I wish I had done that years ago. So finally, have you got any plans in your mind, Becky? What are you going to do after this then?
Well, you never know, but I've actually I've started working on a couple of volunteering on some eco projects, you know, with people living off the land and sort of approaching life, you know, a bit more sort of alternatively and building houses from natural materials. So I think I'd like to explore a bit more of that and maybe use that as a kind of concept to travel and go from eco project to eco project, and kind of interested in accumulating skills around sort of like permaculture and natural builds, how to live more sort of sustainably off the land. But I'm completely out of my depths. I've only just started growing my own vegetables, so I'm really at the, you know, the.
What are you growing, just out of interest?
Rhubarb. I'm growing loads of different lettuces. I'm growing beans. I'm growing sort of different chards. I've got carrots in and some pumpkins.
Wow, that's quite a variety.
And it's amazing when you think you watch your food grow and you know exactly what's gone into it. There's no chemical pesticides, and you just think this stuff is easy to do. But I actually feel that I've got a bit of a time famine, that people just don't have time to do these things because work just consumes so much of our life. But that's the plan for the future.
Right.
How near in the future, I don't know.
Well, no, that's fair enough. I mean, just one final question. What do you actually do then? What work do you do?
I'm a knitwear designer, so I'm in the textile industry, and I design jumpers and cardigans, keeping the nation warm.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. My daughter's into all that. She had a business in Manchester that she's just finished recently. It's called Ministry of Craft.
Oh wow!
And and she's well into all of that.
Okay.
I mean, they've got young children, and I think it all got a bit too much for her. So she sold the business, I think, a couple of years ago. And she's sort of freelancing now and still involved in the business.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible.
And she started it from scratch, and it became almost too big to cope with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah. Becky, it's been absolutely lovely speaking to you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thanks,
and I wish you every success in the future, and thank you for stopping your little exercise session.
My yoga session.
Yeah.
You're forgiven.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah. Well, I haven't really got far since I left Croyd because I bumped into so many wonderful people, and no more than these two wonderful people. And this is Mel and Selena, and you're on the coastal path. What's the crack here then, Mel? Are you avid coastal path walkers?
Of course,
we are.
Of course, we love the outdoors, and the coast path is the best place to see it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything.
Beautiful
Nature.
day.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll choose the weather.
I mean, it's only just really come to life, hasn't it? And when the clocks go back at the weekend, that's going to make a big difference. It'll be light until 7:45. I was over, you can see it from here, looking out to see. I got the most wonderful sunset last night, and it took about half an hour, and I'm going to speed it up so that the sun just drops into the sea. You know, I can do all those special effects and things like that. It'll be really nice.
Clocks go forward, Jim.
Forward, I beg your pardon.
Don't go back.
Yes.
You might mess up your
appointments.
I put a thing on Facebook on when the clocks did go back, where it's a special message for dyslexics. Don't forget that tonight the cocks go black.
I like that.
Yeah,
I remember you for that one.
Since then, I've remembered that. So I always get mixed up. And then my wife, she despairs on me because I always say to her, well, if it's going to go, what's the time in America then? And what's the time in Japan? You know, I always wind her up with it a little bit. But it's always a big thing, this clock moving thing with me.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got an old VW van, and you've got a right messing around to alter the clock.
The clocks.
You've got to get. It's a real performance.
Yeah. Surfing van.
Pardon?
A surfing van, by the sound of it.
Well, it's a similar kind of thing, really. It's the high roof T6.
Concertina.
No, it's not Concertina. It's solid. It used to be a 10-seater minibus when it in its life in Sofia. Before it was white, now it's purple because I used to play in a band that played Jimi Hendrix music. It was called Purple Haze, and so it's left-hand drive. So when we moved back to the UK, I brought it with me. And it's a bit of a banger. It's the thing I don't like about it at all is it's impossible to keep tidy.
Yeah.
And I've got that much stuff inside it and everything. But no, it's a good old bus. It's like a faithful woman. It never lets me down. Now, you were saying to me that you're from South America.
Yes.
Wow. Whereabouts?
Yes, Guyana. What used to be British Guyana.
Wow.
Georgetown.
Well, that's amazing.
Yes, I know.
I've never been to South America. I'd love to go. I hear of all these people who go on the Inca Trail and all these different places in South America. And, I think that this is a big country. I've nearly walked around it. But, when you think about that compared to the size of South America and Africa and all these bigger continents.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is a tiny country, isn't it? It's a little dot on the map.
I know, it's so small, but it's so much to see.
But the only thing I like about it is we don't get the crocodiles, we don't get the snakes and all that stuff.
No.
You're pretty safe.
And all the mosquitoes.
Yes, precisely.
Yes. And all the sandflies.
So, where are you heading now then? Are you just on a nice little casual?
Yeah, we're going to head back to Willacombe.
Yes.
And then sit in the bath and have some dinner.
Absolutely.
Because we didn't get any lunch today.
Right.
We had lunch plans, but it was closed.
Right. Well, you've got a card. If you fancy a beer, give me a call.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure,
I'll probably stay over this side, but if you give me a ring,
Yeah.
I don't drink much, and I've got things to do. But it'd be nice to sit in a pub with you for half an hour.
Yeah,
before your meal or whatever. But that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
All right, Jim.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Yes, same here. Enjoy the rest of your walk.
See you
and
and
your adventure.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have met you.
Nice to have met you.
And I will look you up on our
vlog.
Thank you very much. Yes, that'd be fabulous.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Take care. Keep well.
Bye-bye. And I'll have a shave as well.
I wouldn't bother.
Bye now.
Be like a rock star. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Take care of yourself.
You're going to catch us walking up here.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Well, I've only really just left Broadhaven about maybe a couple of miles ago, and I bumped into Jo, who's set off from Amroth, and she's walking the Pembrokeshire coastal path. And so you've only just really started then, Jo?
Yeah, I started in Amroth yesterday morning and did about 20 miles.
Yes.
Stayed at Freshwater East, and I'm hoping to make it to Freshwater West today.
Yes. Oh well, I'd say that you do that quite comfortably to Freshwater West. There's a really nice kind of cafe there. It's like one of these mobile cafes that sell crab sandwiches and all sorts of delicacies, wonderful.
I was hoping you were going to say there was a really nice pub.
No, there isn't actually, But there's some really nice pubs in Angle I can recommend.
Oh, okay.
There's one. If you'd be going to West Angle, which is as far as you can get. There's 2 or 3 really nice pubs in Angle, and they're all very nice people.
Oh, okay.
As I found all the Welsh people to be. So.
We've met so many lovely people. It's been wonderful. It's been a really nice couple of days.
Yes.
See how the next week and a bit goes.
Yes, absolutely. And so, where are you from, Jo?
I live in Sheffield at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yorkshire lass.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm used to my real ale. That's the only problem I can find with Wales. So.
Yeah, the real ale. Yeah. Well, I've started drinking Grolsch because they don't sell Stella. I can get the cans, and I've got a beer fridge in my van.
It's the next best thing, and also the most important piece of equipment is my little mini hip flask. Although it won't last me very long.
That's fantastic. Oh, you've dropped a sweet. And you've got your dog with you then as well.
This is Hoddles. He's a bit camera shy.
That's all right. Don't worry about that. Well, it's been lovely meeting you, Jo, and I wish you every success. I gave you a card, didn't I?
You did indeed, yes. Yep, I shall sign on as soon as I get back home.
Lovely. All right, very nice to meet you, Jo.
Lovely to meet you, Jim. Okay. Good luck with the rest of your walk.
Thank you very much.